Ms. Westphal, I assume this is your boyfriend.
Yes.
And Mr. Lemur was your friend.
Yes, ma'am. He was a co-worker at a surveying company that I used to work for.
Did he ever live with the two of you?
He did. He moved out of Temple, Texas, and we did open our doors for him.
When?
I would believe it was July of 2017.
While you worked with him and he was your friend, your girlfriend didn't know him.
No, ma'am. She did not.
So why did you let her become involved in his financial distress?
Because he asked me at first. My credit scores weren't high enough to be able to do this favor for him, and I basically told him he could ask Carrie if she would be willing to do this, and as the time we opened our doors for him.
I know,
yes.
you told me you opened your doors for him. You opened your doors for your friend, but you also opened your girlfriend's checkbook.
Yes.
That was pretty
a very
ridiculous.
big mistake.
That was a very big mistake. You took out a loan. How much was the initial loan?
The initial loan was $4,500.
How much did you and your boyfriend take from the $4,500 loan?
He gave us $1,000.
No, not he gave you. How much did you take from the $4,500?
$1,000.
And you gave him $3,500.
Correct.
When was that?
In August of 2017.
What did you need the money for?
A vehicle, Your Honor.
You wanted to buy a vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you bought a vehicle. How much money did Miss Westphal hand to you from the loan she took out?
I believe it was $3,500. At first, I thought they took $1,500, but that was my mistake. They only did take $1,000, so I got $3,500 out of the loan, Your Honor.
You're standing there with no paperwork, Mr. Lemur. That means you have nothing
Yes, Your Honor.
to show me. They have a whole lot of stuff.
Sure,
Yeah.
I understand that, Your Honor, and I know how it looks, but like everything I paid, like it was all in her name, so I didn't have access to like her financial records, like online or anything.
You don't have to have access to her things online. Either you get a receipt or you're taking it out of your own checking account.
Well, right, Your Honor. And at the time, my bank card was on her One Main Financial, and I would just, occasionally say, hey, take $100 out, pay the payment, or I'd give her cash. And I never got a receipt because I didn't think we'd come to this point, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm believing the whole thing.
Well, that's the truth, Your Honor. I mean,
I'm not sure I'm believing both sides of the whole thing. Actually.
I have my payment records. I've got all the payments from the very beginning, starting in September of 2017 to current. I had his actual credit card and bank account tied into this account, so whenever the payment was due, he would say, go ahead and make the payments.
Great. And I want you to go through that and tell me exactly how many payments he made on the $3,500.
Your Honor.
So September 18th, $234.
Go ahead.
October, there was 2 payments, both $192.
Okay.
Nothing in November, $192 in December, 2 payments in January of 2018, both for $202. There was a reversal in February of '02, so 1 went back. In March, there was a $200 and a $400. April, $200. May, $400. Nothing in June. July, there was a $400 payment. It was reversed in August. Another one for $192 in August. Nothing in September, nothing in October. And this is an interest-bearing loan.
How much were you paying during the same period of time?
Nothing.
Why? You
Because
had
I did this-
$1,000 of the loan. Why weren't you paying anything? He got $3,500 of the $4,000 loan. You got $1,000. Why weren't you making payments all along when he was making payments?
Our agreement was for me to get a $4,500 loan for him. He said the bike was only going to cost $3,500. You get $1,000 just to keep for doing this loan, which I agreed to. He made payments. And when he moved out, the payment started slowing down after, he moved out, I believe, in November. And that's when there was only 1 payment made, and then December there was none.
You're still talking around me that I'm not paying much attention to.
But I have the last 12 months statements that shows that it doesn't go down if the interest is, if
I
you
don't care.
only pay.
I don't care. You should have been making your payments. So he paid $2,406 of a $3,500 loan, which if you had been making your payments, they would have been moderate interest
The minimum
charges.
payments is $200, but that only covers interest.
Now, what else does he owe you for?
Just interest has been paid on this loan.
He owes you $1,094. That's on the loan. I'd like to see the percent of interest that they're charging you.
Yes.
And how did you calculate the interest that they're charging you on your $1,000?
I didn't calculate it because he gave me the $1,000 for doing the loan.
$1,094. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Thank you very much.
All right, so excuse, you may step out.